What's a good word, everyone? I'm Kenny Varner, the owner of SportsAtBalls.com. Welcome to the show where we are going to preview all four college football games for tonight, Friday, October 18th, starting with Oregon and Purdue. What has Purdue actually found something positive this year? I believe they have. You want to know what that is? We'll let you know in about 1 minute. Check the link check the description. SportsAtBalls.com is the name of my site. We sell sports pick packages for a week, a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. And come chat with me on Facebook or Twitter. Links in the description, and we'll get you set up for buy one, get one free, and you'll be set to go. So, and we cover all the sports, all the major sports, college basketball, college football, NBA coming up, obviously the NFL, Major League Baseball, a little bit of hockey. So as we look at Oregon, favored by 29 over Purdue with a total of 60. How do you attack this game? What I want to tell people first is when you look at Oregon, they are not the 100 miles an hour team that we are like used to in the past. Well, they will just come blitz people. We all know they're coming off an amazing 32-31 smartly coached, tough win against Ohio State that they earned every bit of. It's a natural letdown spot. And they're playing a Purdue team. We can say all the stats we want about how bad Purdue's defense is. But the one I like the best is in every single, every Power 4 game, except for one, they have let up at least 28 points in one of the halves. Not a good defense. We know that. We all know that. We know the electricity that Oregon has on offense. But this is a road game. And what did Purdue do last week? After being down 27-3 with a redshirt freshman who had never started with Ryan Brown at quarterback, they got off to a slow start, which you would expect against a tough Illinois defense, which let Penn State score 21 points, and that was on the road. What they do, they went up and put up 46 points in the second half alone. That's a great little sign. Ryan Brown, 297 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 117 yards by the on the ground. Great debut in a losing effort of 50-49. Now they come home and play one of the best teams in the country with Oregon. How's that all going to play out? Well, you got to believe that Oregon's in a little bit of a letdown spot. Now, I'm not the type of person that likes to bet bad teams. But let's look at what Oregon has done against the weaker teams. A 24-14 over Idaho jumps out, 14-0 at the half. 49-14 is the only time they won by more than 30. More than 21, actually. And in that game, it was 22-10 at the half. So this isn't your garden variety blowout team like Ohio State might be, like Texas has been, like Alabama has been in the past. They're not a crush you type thing. But can they accidentally crush Purdue by 30? And I think they can. Therein lies the problem. But I think the way to go in this game, I don't know if we're going to get to the window with this, but if you could find a 17.5, because I think it's 17, but if you can find a 17.5 with plus Purdue in the first half, then I think you might have something. You could get a sleepy Oregon team. You got a newfound confidence in offense with Purdue, with Ryan Brown. So the belief in this is, if they're down more than 17 at the half, if Oregon's up by more than 17, they're more than likely going to cover and just keep pounding away. Now, if Oregon's up, say, like a 20-10 at the half, they're just kind of muddling around, they could still turn it into gear, get yelled at, make some adjustments, and win by more than 30, 35 points. So I think to take advantage of the Oregon letdown factor, the first half might be the best way to go. I don't believe we're going to get to the window with that, but plus 17.5. Come see what we are going to get to the window with, and the buy one, get one free in our package deals. And, check us out. See the posts we have on Twitter and Facebook. I am posting articles every single day. I'm going to do deeper write-ups than these videos. So they're going to be even better than these videos because I'll really dig into some of these games. But to get to my premium plays, boom, get your buy one, get one free. Chat with me. That's why I leave the description. Twitter's the best place. Facebook also. Either way really works. So get a hold of me. Now, so plus 17.5 would be a first half play that I think we would give you the best shot if you want to take Purdue. Now we got BYU, Oklahoma State. This is a BYU team. Check my videos that I did a video on every team. I know. Why am I sending you to the BYU one? Because I ripped BYU apart and I was wrong. And I liked Oklahoma State with all the returning stuff. I was wrong again. What happened to Oklahoma State? Well, Ollie Gordon happened. 3.8 yards a carry. Now, you're not going to put it all on the running back, obviously, because all of a sudden they can't open up lanes. All of a sudden, all these people back from the ball bouncing the right way and giving them 10 wins last year instead of 7 or 8, which they usually get, is not going with them this year. 3 losses in a row. And when Oklahoma State has played a team with a starting quarterback, so I take the Utah game out, they've led up, to West Virginia, 38, Kansas State, 42, Arkansas, 31. Very fortunate to get past that Arkansas game. But they are on a 3-game losing streak now. Now, what we can say about Oklahoma State is they did have the week off, so that's going to be a benefit because BYU played last week, steamrolled, but they still played last week and are coming in on a short week. But the truth is BYU at home has won 28 out of 31, their last 31 at night. It's going to be a raucous crowd. They don't care about the baseball playoffs. But by the way, with the baseball playoffs, I'll give you at the end of this video, I'll give you a couple of tidbits I like on that. My world champion Yankees. But Oklahoma State. So now with what's his name? Alan Bowman at quarterback. He is up and down for Oklahoma State. Why? There's a reason why they call him back foot Bowman, because he throws off his back foot a lot. With BYU, the one thing I remember early in the season that changed me around in week 2 instead of waiting and wanting to be right on my video. No, they showed me against SMU in an 18-15 game where their offense and defensive line dominated that game. And at the time, SMU did not have the quarterback that could get away from a rush. So it was a great game plan by BYU. So when I think of that and I think of the troubles Oklahoma State's running the ball, I think BYU's in a pretty good spot here. And their quarterback, Jay Retzliff, 14 touchdowns, 5 picks. Very, very, very steady. They got three running backs, so averaging over 4.5 yards a carry. This is just a good veteran. They're always going to be a veteran team. You got the players that go on their mission and come back. So they're always going to be a little bit older and more mature. Oklahoma State's going to be the team that's more apt to do the personal foul. So how do we take care of this? I mean, BYU is favored by 9.5. The total's 52.5. I can't take BYU minus 9.5. This went as high as 10 earlier this week, but as of Thursday, it was down to 8. So now if you're taking 9.5, we're taking a bad number. We're taking it on purpose. Now, if you think you have 20 points of value, great. But we here at Sports Have Balls don't like to bet into bad numbers. We did bet this game early, but we did not take the side. Look at the total, 52.5. The problem with the over on 52.5 is I believe Oklahoma State scored 20, 19, and 14 in their last 3. In their last one, they only scored 14 at home in a blowout loss to West Virginia. So how do we take care of things, offense? Now, we've told you with starting quarterbacks, they've let up 38, 42, 31. 5 out of 6 games, I didn't even write down. Really? Seriously? 5 out of 6 games, BYU's hit up 34 or more points. So BYU can put the points together. The deep special teams edge they have, the kick returning, superior to Oklahoma State. Everything lines up. And then you got Backfoot Bowman, who is good for an over for both teams because he can sling it, but he's very inconsistent and he will throw you the ball. 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, not a great ratio. So you could see set up for short fields for BYU. I did an article on this. It's on my site, sportsheadballs.com. You can take a deeper look at this game. But the way I'm looking is BYU over their team total. We got it at 30 and a half, and that was actually a client play, over 30 and a half. And we just gave it to you free right here. But we'll have plenty more on Saturday and in the coming months to come. So come get your buy one, get one free. Come chat with me. Then now we got Duke and Florida State. Oh, my goodness gracious. DJ Uiagalelei has an injury. Thank goodness for Florida State. Now everyone's favorite player, the backup quarterback, Brock Glenn, comes in. Now, yeah, he was only 51%. It was his first start. Well, I guess he started against Georgia in the 66-3 game. But it was his first start this year. He goes in. They lose 29-13, fine. He throws 2 touchdowns and a pick. They cover the spread against Clemson. So, you're betting on something that you're not 100% sure of when you take Florida State plus a 3, which is probably the only way I could go in this game. The truth is, though, this was at a 3.5. And I believe if I take Florida State, I got to believe they're going to win, and I might as well just take the plus money if I think they have a 50% chance of winning. Florida State, nobody's mentioning this. They're talking about Duke's weak schedule, and I'm going to here in a minute also. Talking about how Duke barely got past North Carolina, how they just lost by 10 to Georgia Tech. Florida State has Miami on deck. And I don't care what anyone says. This 1-5 team, to say to the best version of them saving their season is ratcheting everything up and beating Florida State or Florida, or beating Miami or Florida at the end of the year, or Miami right now. So to say they're going to be sky high for this game, it is national TV. They had a week off, so I look for them. I'm going to look. I mean, I can't give you 100% sure that they're going to bring effort because I've seen them on multiple occasions not give effort. Even on defense, even if they're stopping teams, I don't see the full effort. So you're going to bet on something that might or might not happen. If they bring the effort, I really like it. I mean, and when you look at Duke's schedule, yes, they're 5-1. Elon, Northwestern, UConn, Middle Tennessee State's awful. Northwestern, and that was slightly fortunate to win that game. North Carolina, they were down 20-0 and had to make a miracle comeback to beat a very average North Carolina team without their starting quarterback. Georgia Tech was able to get Duke 24-14, giving them their first loss. Georgia Tech is simply the better team. The big motivating factor for Duke is they got to be thinking, if we're not going to get Florida State this year, when are we going to? They've never beaten Florida State. They got a 22-game losing. They're 0-22 against Florida State. So they're going to be sky high. It's going to be a bit of a Super Bowl for Duke. Florida State, you got to predict that they're going to come and play with a coach that has a 35%, 40% winning percentage without Jordan Travis in his career at Florida State. A team that lost to Memphis is not even close to being good. So to say I lean Florida State, it's like the players are there. Is their mental game going to be there with Miami on deck? I mean, a 1-5 team with a look-ahead spot, or just are they going to rally the troops? I think you could know in the first, second quarter. But I don't know if there's some great big angle of this is what we're going to do. 42.5, I don't like to mess with unders with that low of a total. That's not in traditional Iowa-type games. But this has like 16, 19, 16 sounds high scoring in this type of game. So in this type of game, I would guess I would take the points. We're definitely not getting to the window here at sportsheadballs.com. Fresno State to end the night. Fresno State, it's clicked back up to 3 for you guys who want Nevada +3. And truth be told, I think Nevada's the only place I could look. Jeff Choate took the Cats back into relevancy. The Cats, I mean, not the Grizz, the Montana State Bobcats. From 2016 2020, he did a solid job rebooting that team that is still good to this day from 2020 to 2024. Number 3 in the country, might be the best team in the country. Hard to say from a Grizz fan, but it's the truth. They could be one of the best. They are a top 3 team in FCS. And this guy got it started. And he's doing the same with Nevada. He's getting things started. Yes, they're 3-4, but they won their last 3 games against the spread. They're 5-2 against the spread. And this is a team that can stop the run. I kind of like teams that can stop the run. Even though they might struggle a little bit against the pass, and Mikey Keene might be able to take advantage of that. But I don't look at this as a wrong team favored. I don't know if either team should be favored here in Nevada. Nevada, who took SMU to the brink on opening day, and that was against an SMU team. They took to the brink, who still only has 1 loss and is going to be battling for an ACC title, or they're doing so right now. When I look at Fresno State, I see New Mexico State, and Sac State. Sac State's not that great of a FCS team. New Mexico State, we know are bad teams, New Mexico State especially. So those are their wins. And then when they stepped up in class, they got absolutely hammered by UNLV on the road, 59-14, putting up 14 points against a very average defense that Syracuse just destroyed, that Utah State put 31 on, is not impressive. They did go to Washington State, lost by 8. So probably won't make my card. The total is sitting at 49.5. The only way I could look in this particular game is Nevada. Whether I get there or not, we'll see. You never know. It gets late night and you want to take a game, but maybe I'll just be celebrating the Yankees. So those are the 4 college football games. Remember, come chat with me, whether you're on a package or not. Come chat with me. Have a great time. And if you do, it's a buy one, get one free when you chat with me. It's that simple. For all of our picks here at sportsheadballs.com. Now, I promise you a little bit of bonus MLB action. What time is it? It's either just starting right now. I'm looking for – I wish I had my notes with me. I wrote an article, and they're on sportsheadballs.com in detail about both of these baseball games playing tonight in the NLCS and ALCS. Go read the in-depth articles on sportsheadballs.com. It's on the recent posts. Just scroll down the middle of the homepage. And runs. That's what I look for. It's like people just don't believe that you can score runs. And I believe, if I get my stats right, I believe it's 8 out of 10 for the Dodgers, 9 out of 10 for the Mets. No, vice versa. 9 out of 10 for the Dodgers, 8 out of 10 for the Mets have gone over the total. And the teams score 6 runs every time. Someone in the game always scores 6 runs. You throw in the fact that you got Peterson, who's about 1.2 to 1.5 ERA below his expected ERA for the season. He's coming back to earth. They're walking people. The Dodgers are just red hot on offense. You throw in a Mets bullpen who hasn't been that good throughout the whole postseason. I would lean towards the Dodgers, but I would lean more towards the over 7, I believe it is, as they just keep this number at 7, and one team keeps going over the total of 7. Some people say that 2 games ago was lucky because you hit a homer in the 8th to win 8-0. The truth is there were 35 chances to score 8 to 15 runs in that game. It just happened to be late. You know, they go, oh, you got lucky. You had a 3-run homer when it was 4-0, then a homer in the 8th. It's like, oh, but I didn't get lucky when the bases were loaded with 1 out and the Mets couldn't score, or the bases loaded 2 outs, Dodgers couldn't score. Just because of the time that it happens, that was a good play. Every over in Dodgers and Mets games have been excellent plays. Why not continue it? Especially like with us, when you're riding it, put another one down. Just keep riding it until it loses. If it loses, it loses. It's one game out of 1,000 that we're going to have for you during your package deals. So we like the over there. How the Yankee game with Cleveland is 7.5 is beyond me. I swear this game would be 9 if this game was played in the regular season. But it's the playoffs with 2 good bullpens, right? Well, let's look deeper. Aaron Boone is ruining the Yankees as per usual by overmanaging, by throwing in Weaver 5 games in a row, throwing him in there with a 6-2 lead, and it came back to bite him last night. Kudos to the Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland Indians put their closer in, and we were able to get to him. Not that he was tired or anything. It's just these bullpen, I believe Cleveland's bullpen is somewhat taxed. The Yankees, they always use the same guys, so they're going to be automatically tired. Can they bolster up and do it for a night? Of course they can, because this is 2 solid bullpens. But this looks like a game where someone's going to blow up, and maybe both teams. This game could be 10-2 or 10-8 type final scores. When you got, what was it? I don't even have the notes. Again, I wrote detailed write-ups on my site, sportsatballs.com. You can see on the front page where we show you how what Gill for the Yankees has a 12% walk rate. He's let up 4 runs in 3 runs. And by the way, he hasn't pitched at September 28th or 22nd? 28th. And then the Cleveland pitcher hasn't pitched since the 22nd, and he's 0-7 at home with over a 6 ERA. And these guys haven't pitched for a while. So the bullpens have to go 4 or 5 innings. You would think that the Cleveland Indians and the Yankees will touch these starting pitchers. If they pitch scoreless through 5 innings, consider me shocked. But this total seems low, and I think it's low because people believe that that there are a lot low-scoring games in the MLB. But I've gone off enough about that. See the detailed write-ups. We're going to do more detailed write-ups on college football for Saturdays, and we're going to do a video with a bunch of college football previews for Saturday. So hope you got ready for tonight in college football. Come chat with me anytime, whether you want to have fun or if you just want to pick up your package deal. We send plays by however you want, by text, by email, any way you want. We'll get them out to you. As soon as I bet it, I send the plays out so you get the exact same number. Well, we have 3 sites that we bet at, so boom, we want to get the best of the number and go from there. So I think the best of tonight in college football is BYU being able to score. We got it earlier in the week at 30.5. I think you can still get 30.5, 31. But the truth is they have scored 34-plus points in 5 of their 6 games this year, while Oklahoma State, when they place a starting quarterback, has led up 31, 42, and 38. So I look for BYU to be able to score. So if Oklahoma State does have a big effort, a great effort, I think BYU still gets the 31. Even if Oklahoma State pulls the upset, BYU gets the 31. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video. Come check the description below, and we'll see you in the next video. Let's make money.